Hi everyone, this is Nick. In this video I'm going to show you how a simple request for a design turned into making a full cutting board with that very design. I want to start by saying that I'm truly grateful to all my clients who come to me with different ideas for cutting board designs. This gives me the opportunity to create more and more unique custom patterns made specifically for boards. Sometimes I run out of ideas myself, but then clients step in and ask me to design something special for them. I had never even imagined a design or a combination like this before. The client sent me these reference images and asked me to turn them into a design that could later be used to make a cutting board. For me, that makes the job much easier because, first of all, the client already knows what he wants. And when I have reference images to work from, creating the design becomes a lot simpler. After a short brainstorming session with my small team, we decided that the design should stay fairly simple, so it wouldn't overwhelm the board itself. The main focus needed to be on the bull and the bear, since they symbolize the stock market. At the same time, we wanted to keep the beauty of the walnut as the base and not cover too much of it with maple. So we tried to find that balance. So here's the design we ended up with. In my opinion, it turned out clean, balanced, and not overloaded. And at the same time, it's close to the reference. When I sent the design to the client, he wrote back saying he really liked it. He asked me to make the board for him not as a cutting board, but as a display piece for his office. Getting this order was a double pleasure for me, because I don't always have the chance to bring my own designs to life. I have plenty of ideas and plenty of designs, but very often clients request something completely custom. Some even ask me not to share their boards or show them anywhere on social media. But this time I had the opportunity not only to create the design but also to make the board itself. All in all, I was really happy about it. The process started as usual. I glued up the board blank and flattened it on both sides. Then I marked the center and started the project from the center of the board blank. I start by running the first toolpath, which profiles the board to its exact size. After cutting the outer profile, I kept the board in place, changed the bit, and started the next toolpath to cut the pocket for the inlay. By the way, from a machining standpoint, this isn't a very complicated project. It takes about 3.5 hours total to cut both the pocket and the inlay, which is pretty reasonable. The pocket is done and now it's time for the inlay. For the inlay, I'm using American hard white maple. The inlay is finished and now it's time to clean everything up, remove all the chips and trim the tips of the thinner elements, since the bit couldn't fully cut them because of the wood fiber's flexibility. Even though the design itself isn't very complicated and doesn't have too many small details, I'm still going to glue it in piece by piece, first the bear and then the bull. This way I can get a more precise fit. About 10 hours later, I trim off the excess inlay and let the board dry for another full day until it becomes flat again. One of the most common questions I get is why I use a 1/4 inch bit for trimming the inlay. People say I could save a ton of time by using something larger. The main goal is to avoid chipping the inlay. As for the cutting time, removing an inlay like this takes about 5 minutes, so I actually do not mind standing there and just watching the machine work. Now that the board has dried and flattened, I can continue the process. I start with the drum sander up to 220 grit, then move to the orbital sander and finish at 400 grit. Between each stage, I lightly spray the surface with water to raise the grain. Once the surface is perfectly smooth, it's time for finishing. Since this board is going to be an office display piece, I'm not using oil for the finish. Instead, I'm sealing it with epoxy resin and topping it off with a matte polyurethane coat for a clean look. I also cut 2 display stands that will hold the board. I tried to keep the design as simple and minimalistic as possible. And that is the final result. It turned out amazing, a solid 19 by 12 by 2 inch block with a clean, classy design and a perfectly tight inlay with no glue gaps, just the way I like it. This design and many others are available on my website. You will find the link in the video description. And if you would like to learn how to make inlays like this yourself, check out my Inlay Academy. The link is right below as well. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate your support. If you enjoyed the video, a like and a comment would mean a lot to me.